Live from Huntertown, Indiana, it's Soarin on the air. And today we're going to have a lot of fun. Today we're going to talk about Screech Owls because we're going to be releasing some baby Screech Owls back to the wild later on today. And you guys can watch that. But first, we're going to introduce you to one of our Screech Owls. And I think, who do we have over here? Here's Barb, and here's Puck. Barb's the big one with blonde hair. and Puck's a little gray guy. Hi there. How's Puck doing? So Puck is an eastern screech owl. It's a gray phase, and he talks a lot. He has this little screech. Yeah, he's looking over his shoulder because he has a friend over there. What were you naming him? Nonami?
I call him Chewy.
Chewy, okay, Chewy's back there, and so little Screech Owl says, "What's going on? That other owl's really big, and I'm kind of afraid." So, anyways, he's a gray-faced Screech Owl, and I know I've talked to you guys about owls before. So, but just in case there's some new people out there, these are common owls that we have right here in northern Indiana. In fact, they're all found all over the United States. There's an eastern type Screech Owl. There's a western one. Western ones are about mid-Texas, Colorado, and westward. Easterns are, of course, all toward the east. They're cavity nesters, live in holes in trees. So usually in a tree, maybe about 25, 30 feet up. Typically, it's going to be in a tree where it's not too far from a branch that the babies can come out on or the adults can sit on and roost. And or you can even put up a bird box for them. The same bird box that you put up for a kestrel, you can put up for a Screech Owl. And they'll live quite close to people. I have a Screech Owl box in my front yard. It's only 20 feet from my front door, and it's occupied about every other year. And so they come and they'll stay around. And this guy here, he eats about, what, 1 mouse a day?
Yes.
Yeah, he's eating 1 mouse a day. Or 1 chick a day, or other various kinds of food. We give them venison too, don't we, occasionally?
I don't think they get venison.
They don't get venison, just chicks and mice. They're spoiled, okay? They don't get any legs of rat or anything like that, or loin of rat or anything. So anyways, little Screech Owl, they're little vicious little animals. They will defend their territory. And they are nocturnal, and like most nocturnal birds, have very large eyes, for capturing light at night. But typically, they depend upon their hearing for locating their prey. Now, the Screech Owls, they do have their ears symmetrical underneath those feathers. Their ears are mounted symmetrically, but the other owls, those are asymmetrical. Well, there's not enough room on the head there to mount them asymmetrically. So anyways, their ears are on either side. So they use those for hearing, and so they listen for things like mice rustling in the bushes and things. Or sometimes they'll you're talking about it a little bit. What you saying there? Okay, he says he's talked enough. So you notice, they use that hearing for finding mice and things at night, but they also do go after large insects, moths, grasshoppers. They will also go after birds at night. So if you have a place where, say, a bunch of house sparrows congregate in the bushes at night, quite often these guys will just plow into the midst of the bush and go after the birds in there. Now you notice that Puck is rotating his head, and he can rotate his head about 270 degrees. He can't turn it all the way around because just like you and me, if he turned his head all the way around, that head would just pop right off. Poop. And then he'd have a serious problem about putting it back on or us repairing it. But instead, he has, in his neck, he has a lot of vertebrae. He has, wow, look at that, almost all the way around. Oh, gosh, that's a pain in the neck for me. I don't know. So anyways, so he has twice as many vertebrae in his neck. We have 7 vertebrae. Mammals have 7 vertebrae. Doesn't matter whether you're a mouse or a giraffe, or a human, you're going to have 7 vertebrae. But these guys, they have twice as many vertebrae as we do. So he can turn that thing almost all the way around. And also, he can rotate his head, too. You going to rotate your head? No.
Yeah.
Okay. Just turn it back and forth. But yeah, I'd like to see him rotate his face there. So, wow. Don't twist his head off. so, so,
Somebody said, "What a sweet face." I think he is flirting with you, Bob.
yeah, yeah, I know. But see, yeah, just a bit. So yeah, they are sweet birds in a way. They tame up pretty nicely, but typically though in the wild though they could be really nasty little birds for people. I know that people try to go find these things at night, and it's easier usually during the daytime to find them. And the way you find them in the daytime is you go out into an area where you might suspect. Oh, yeah, I know you're
Oh.
sleepy.
Yeah.
We're keeping them awake, you know. But you saw how big that mouth was. Sometimes these guys, they can open that mouth and they can choke down a whole mouse all at once. They don't even, so it just all slides right down there. And in fact, sometimes you'll come up on them and you actually see the tail still sticking out, still moving, waving a little bit, as they go down. Well, how come your tufts are down now? Okay, so anyways, yeah. So if you're looking for them during the daytime, the easiest way to find them is look for evidence that they're roosting in a tree. Now owls poop straight down. I know you want to know that. So if they're roosting outside, they typically roost right next to the trunk of a tree because that way they can use their camouflage there. Take that camouflage and they blend right in with the tree, and they almost disappear. So what they do is they blend in like that. They get real nice and skinny. They stand as tall as they can, and they close their eyes and close one eye almost all the way. About every 30 seconds, they'll open their eye a little bit, look, and then close it again. So they're always constantly monitoring. So while half the bird's asleep, the other half is still on the alert. So what you do is you look for poop that's fallen, and normally the poop is made up of two parts. There's a white part called urea, and then there's a black part, which I call the ooh. Okay, you don't want to talk about the black part. So we have the white part. It gets on the trunks of the trees, and it paints the tree down, so it looks like somebody has whitewashed a tree. I don't know, do people whitewash things anymore? I don't know.
I think so.
They probably do. Okay, so they whitewash the tree.
Buck thinks so.
And yeah. So that's one of the things you look for. The other clue you look for is pellets. Now the owls don't have a crop, so they swallow their food whole. It goes down into their stomach, where the stomach juices work on it, on the food, and dissolves most of the meat and stuff like that. But fur and some of the bones and things don't dissolve. So what these guys do is they cough up those remains in a form of a pellet, just like a cat might cough up a fur ball. These guys will do the same thing, so they cough that up. So when you're out there in the woods and you find a tree that's coated down with white, and it looks like somebody's been painting it white, then there's a good chance that you found a roost of an owl. And then the other thing is look on the ground and see if you see pellets. I have a place out in my yard where there are pellets, but it's only because it's a nighttime roost where they sit and regurgitate what they don't use. That's a good bit of news for you. If you don't use it, regurgitate it. Okay. So
Very wise.
what?
Very wise.
Right, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I know a lot of people have been doing it with this COVID thing. They've cleaned out the garages and the closet and other things. If you don't use it, regurgitate it. So anyways, that's advice from an owl. So anyway, so they regurgitate that. So if you do find a tree, look up in the tree, step back a little bit, about 3-4 feet back. Close your mouth when you're looking up, and so you can, and you might be able to spot an owl up there. One of the things that people try to do is they try to play tapes of owls, owl calls and things like that. Now with the smartphones and everything, you can just dial it up. I suggest you don't do that, and that's for several reasons. One, if you play the tape at the wrong time of the year, you may drive away a mating pair, so they may leave the territory. Second, they might come in, look at you, give you a look over and that kind of thing, and everything's good. Third thing is there might be a male out there who wants to defend his territory. Now, my little guy here, if you notice, has these nice little sharp talons. Okay, you know she's wearing a glove. That's because those little sharp talons can hurt.
Yeah.
Even though Puck is quite tame, still he can really give you a little nasty hurt. Well, if one of these guys comes flying in at you, and he weighs about 6 ounces, so a 6 ounce bird flying at about 15 miles an hour with his talons out, that could really hurt your face. Okay, and so you wouldn't appreciate that. So it's best to leave these guys alone. If you hear them at night calling, fine, but otherwise, just leave them alone. So, anyways, Puck has now decided that he's not too happy. He's not sure what's going on. If you notice, his ear tufts are now down, and those are ear tufts. Those are feathers. Okay, those are not ears. Okay, so those ear tufts are down, and that usually is a communication device that means I am unhappy. In fact, if they were flat back against his head, Barb here would probably be getting her fingers squeezed to death, right? Yeah, so right now he's kind of got it up tight, but not too much. But typically, this is a communication device. If they're straight up, he's happy. If they're to the side, he's not so happy. If they're flat back, they're hurting, okay? So somebody's going to get hurt, okay? How you doing there, guy?
He wants to fly.
He wants to fly. There's something out here that's disturbing him that he's not too sure about, so he's not too so. So you see the big eyes there. Of course, they're always looking straight forward. He can't rotate his eyes, so that's why he has to turn his head all the way around and face the camera. No. Okay. So he has these nice big eyes, and he has this nice big pupil there that really expands at night and collects a lot of light. The eye is not round like a ball like our eyes are, but instead they're tubular in shape, and this helps to focus the light, what limited light there is at night, back into the retina. And behind his retina is a reflective membrane, which helps also to intensify the light. Just like you've seen dogs and cats at night when the light shines on them, how you have that glow or eye shine. Well, the same thing with the eye. Boy, he's really upset. Yeah, so I think, I know why. You got a Cooper's Hawk right behind you.
I know I did. I'm
You got a
trying to
predator.
block him. Trying to
Come
block
this way.
his view.
Come this way. So, well, there's that. There's some sounds of some construction sounds there where our tufts are getting back up. And we also notice that he's fluttering now, guttural fluttering. So he's getting a little stressed. Part of it's the fact that he's out here in the sunshine. And so we didn't put any oil on him. Oh, yeah, I know it's time for bed. And so I think, Barb, we'll let you take him, put him back to bed.
Alrighty.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And somewhere we got a friend of his. Well, I don't know if it's a friend or not yet.
Oh.
Okay. What? Excuse me?
We didn't unlock that
We didn't unlock the door.
for easy,
Oh,
for
we'll have
easy
to unlock
access.
the door. Okay, so where are we going with no Nami?
Mommy.
Yeah, come on back here with no Nami. Hi, how you doing, huh? You being a sweet thing? So, this is well, what are you calling him now?
I'm calling him Chewy.
Chewy?
Kind of after Chewbacca. He's big,
Yeah,
he's smart,
yeah,
he's lovable,
yeah.
and cuddly. Well, not
And cuddle-
cuddly.
I've never seen Chewbacca cuddle, but okay, whatever. Yeah. So this is our new addition to our educational team, and boy, his feathers are really looking nice now.
I know, aren't
He's
they?
looking almost
Yeah.
adult-like.
Yep.
So, hey, how you doing? So this bird here is a Eurasian eagle owl. It's found. Eurasian eagle owls are found from Spain and Portugal, all the way across Europe into Asia, all the way out to the China Sea. They get up into a little bit into Siberia. They're in the Himalayas. They're across all the mountains, and they just barely get into North Africa and the Middle East. So basically, though, they're Eurasian. They're not found in England. In England, you only have 3 owls: wood owls, little owls, and barn owls. So never, or very rarely we see. Occasionally you get snowy owls in England, but so these guys here would be rare in England. Well, he's watching me. He says
Everybody
something
wants
there.
to see the coop.
He wants to see the coop. He says there's somebody in there doing something. I can hear him chewing. Okay. So I can hear him. So, and what he's now 12 weeks old.
Probably, yeah, about that.
He's
Yep.
about 12 weeks
yep.
old. And look how big he is. He's what? Good 4 pounds now.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
He's a good 4
Yep.
pounds. And so anyways, so he's coming along quite a bit. Come on back. Hey, come on.
It's better.
What? Is that you talking?
What?
What? What are you talking about? Yeah, okay. So he's a cousin of the great horned owls that we have here. How you doing? Okay. Then the hiss sound that you hear there, hissing a little bit and talking about it. But one of the things you notice about him, he's got these nice big discs around his eyes. So you see these discs around his eyes, and those actually are special feathers there. Okay, they're called phyloplumes, and those phyloplumes are designed so that it allows sounds to go through back to his ears. So it helps to kind of direct the sounds back into his ears. So they're kind of like the dish for your dish TV or your radar system or whatever. So it helps to focus the sounds back to his ears. And so those two little feathers up on top are not ears or anything. They're just to tell you what's going on. So you're not real happy, are you? No, you're not too happy. Okay. Don't put your fingers near their beak, okay?
Raptors 101.
Raptors, yeah. There's two things you got to worry about with raptors. One is the talons, two is the beak, okay? Both of them are sharp. And in fact, all raptors are sharp, So he's got, the typical thing I've told you about raptors before. He's got sharp eyes, he's got a sharp beak, he's got sharp hearing, he's got sharp talons. And, when you look at him, look how pretty he is, So... And he is a boy, right?
Yes.
He is a boy. If it was a female, she'd probably be about another 1/3 bigger. But he's also young. He's curious about everything, so he's wondering what everything is going on, and aren't you? So anyway, here are those phyloplumes, and there are other phyloplumes on the birds. He's got some around his beak, and that helps him know where the food is that he's ingesting, because one of the things that happens is that when they catch their prey, they have a thing called a nictitating membrane, which goes down across their eyes to cover their eyes up to protect them from getting scratched or dirt in them or something like that. And so essentially, he might be a little blinded, So it helps to have those little whiskers around his beak so he can detect where the food is. And if I had my glove on, I would show you how wide his beak is, but I'm not going to do that. But so when you look at his beak, you only see part of it, but the mouth is much wider. So the mouth almost goes from one side of his eyes to the other side of his eyes. Okay, so all the way across there is almost all mouth. And so what's he eating now? About a half a rat a day?
He eats about, I have these small rats that are pretty good size. He eats about 3 of those at night.
Wow.
And about 4 chicks in the morning.
Good.
This morning he didn't finish his breakfast this morning, so I think he's a little cranky.
Is he a little cranky? Didn't eat your breakfast. Okay. So typically, this particular race of the eagle owl is the one found over in Pakistan, India, up around the Himalayas. And if you notice, his coloration looks more like rocks and dirt and that kind of thing. And so they don't necessarily, some of the eagle owls nest in trees, some of them just nest in caves or on cliff faces, that kind of thing. And they will take nests from other birds like the lammergowers and other birds out there in Europe. But yeah, he's a pretty bird. But can you feel his talons through there?
No.
No? Okay, good. So he's not squeezing too hard yet. So
Yeah, he's pretty good with his talons.
yeah,
He's pretty gentle.
yeah. So he's going to be one of the birds that whenever we're done with the coronavirus thing, will be going out on the road with us to visit schools and community groups, that kind of thing, and try to teach you a little bit about nature. And are you going to be flying him anytime soon?
I don't know. That's something I would like to do with him.
Okay.
I think he would enjoy it. So, yeah. So once everything's all set up, we'll give that a try.
Yeah. So we're doing some finishing touches on the flight pen, the aviary. We've discovered that the birds think that the clear ends, you can fly through the clear ends of the aviaries. So that's not working. So we're putting some camouflage netting across the ends so that they won't bump into it. And also we're putting in a swing set for them. So we're going to have a swing set in there so that they can swing and get a little more exercise. It'd be more like a a regular wooded area. So,
That'd be
so you're going
nice.
to be one of the first ones in there. Yeah, we'll see how well you fly. You can show your mom how well you do. Yeah. So,
He's doing a lot of jumping now.
oh, you're doing a lot of jumping.
Yeah, a lot of jumping. He jumps on my desk
Okay.
when I'm working. Bloop, up in the air, jump, jump, jump
Get on the
off the
keyboard?
desk. No, luckily he's staying off the keyboard.
Yeah, we had a bird that he would jump on the keyboard and all kinds of fun messages
Oh
went
yeah,
out.
right.
People couldn't figure out what the heck the thing was. You know? Or sometimes you just stand there and so you get about 75 E's in a row or something, you know, just that kind of thing. So anyways, that's a couple of our owls. And because we have a special event today, oh yeah, he's ready to fly.
You can, if you twist your arm, he'll just get back up. There we go. Yeah, sometimes just roll your, okay. Yeah.
So we have a special event today. We're going to be releasing some screech owls that we've raised. They were, for various reasons, either fell out of the nest, or trees were cut down, or people found them. And I thought, Barbie's going to help me? Now? Yeah, now. Come on down. And we're going to go do a little visit to our screech owl family. And so if you follow me. So this is one of our units for the birds, where we take care of them. And as soon as she closes the door, we have to process. Always keep the doors closed so the birds don't get out. It might be an accident, but still. And we're going to come into the area where we've been preparing our little screech owls to be released. And where'd you go? Oh, you're right up there. Okay, good. Okay, so they're all in flying shape, and if you notice, it's a nice box for them. Hello, how are you doing? Okay, got some over there too. So we have a variety of boxes for the birds. So there's one in here, one up there, and then there's one over here and here. And so they've been staying with us. We've had them since probably about mid-May, and they've been with us, and we didn't find anything that's health-wise that's wrong with them. So we've raised them up. For a while, they had surrogate parents. They're in with a couple of the other screech owls. So the adults were showing them how to do some things. And then getting them prepared to go. Of course, we have them out here in the outside in the weather where they're exposed to the outdoors and could eat live prey. So we have a thing we call Mouse College. And in Mouse College, we introduce live prey to the birds. And Mouse College essentially is a trough like this, and a horse trough, where we have some live mice. I think we've got live mice here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Got
Are they
live
still
mice.
there?
Oh, goodness.
Okay.
Poor guy.
Sorry.
He was one of the
he's a
lucky
survivor.
ones. Yeah.
He's a
So
survivor.
far.
So what were we doing? About putting about 10 or 12 in there?
Last Thursday we put in 10.
You put in 10, but okay.
Yeah.
So the dog food there is for the mice, not for the birds.
Yeah.
And so we put them in here, and what we did was we weighed the birds first. All right, and then we put the mice in, and then next morning we weighed the birds again. And if the birds gained weight, that said that they were either eating out or they were getting the live mice in here. So we're able to ascertain over about 5 days that the birds were.
Yes.
Yeah, you started on Sunday, or it was Sunday before last.
We started on a Thursday
Okay.
and I think went to Monday, Nicole?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at least 2 times they went through classes at Mouse College, and unfortunately the mice flunked. Well, except this one. Okay, this one got away with it, so he's one of the lucky ones. But the other guys, no, they weren't so lucky. But we verified that our owls could catch food on their own, and so they're ready to graduate and go back out into the forest. So later on, if you join us at 6 o'clock tonight, we're going to be out in the woods releasing our screech owls, and we're going to have the people who found them release them, and or maybe we'll have some people who've been caring for them release them. So we're going to go back out there and do that. So if you join us at 6, you know.
On Facebook.
On Facebook,
Yes.
yeah, you can see some fantastically nice forest, you know, and you're going to see these birds go one at a time out into the forest and continue on with their lives and doing what nature wants them to do. Keep things lined up, keep nature bounced out, make sure we don't have too many prey things like mice and moles and voles and other stuff that we don't like having around. Keep nature in balance, you know. And also, hopefully, since these guys are young, they'll be producing some offspring in a few years. But the forest that we're taking to them is a kind of an older forest and has some nice trees. The trees have some nice holes in them where they can have nest. And also, I know that there's other screech owls out there, and so they're so I'll have some friends. Somebody got a question?
Yes. They also said they lost audio, but I don't know why they would. Hopefully everybody else can hear us. This person asked, can the public come out and watch?
Yeah. Well, okay. Yes, you can, but the parking is very limited. We only have parking for 12 people. So, and if you park on the road, you will get a ticket. Okay, we've already been told about that. So it's so you have to make some kind of arrangements. Maybe somebody can drop you off. But yes, we are going to be out there. We're going to be out there at Bicentennial Woods, and it is going to be close. And like I said, it's going to be there's very, very limited parking. In fact, we're carpooling over so that we minimize number of vehicles there. And we'll be there. We'll also bring along one of our presentation birds, so you can see a screech owl up close, you know, in addition to the ones that are being released. And we'll have some stuff there, some owl books and stuff like that if you like to make a purchase, you know, and help us out a little bit. We've been a little bit short on funds this year because we haven't been able to do our presentations, so we're way behind on getting money, and all these mice and stuff like that all cost a little bit. And I know a lot of what the expenses and stuff are coming out of volunteers' pockets, but still would help us out. So we'll have some books and stuff there. We'll have people there to answer your questions about the birds and that kind of thing. But like I said, we're very limited space. That's why the Facebook thing is going to be much, much better, that you can watch, you can see things up close, and you can enjoy the whole thing. So, any other questions?
No, but Soaring Hawk said that the red phase that we have here weighs 193 grams. So she's a good size, that little one.
193. Okay, so I got to figure that. Okay, so let's see, that's about almost 9 ounces. Wow, that's a fat bird. That's 9 ounces. So yeah, so you got to do that calculation in your head.
That little guy up there.
Yeah. So it's 28 grams per ounce. Okay, just so if you could figure out how to do 28 into. So.
Takes a while.
Somebody just asked. Yes, it will. Asked if it will be live on Facebook. Yes, it will.
Oh, yes.
It will be. So you can watch it on Facebook at
Right.
6:00
Right.
tonight.
Tonight, right. And then, of course, it'll be stored on there, and you can watch it later.
Yes.
But, yeah, it should be a little excitement, and I think even the TV station's going to be out, so we may show up on the 11 o'clock news when nobody's watching. Only the owls will be watching.
Yeah.
The night owls.
Yeah. Night owls.
Or maybe first thing in the morning, you know.
True.
Or, you know, that kind of thing. So there may be a little bit of that out there. So what else do we have for today?
Well, it's 1:45, so.
It's 1:45, and I got to go back to work. We're still doing some repairs and stuff, or doing some adding some things. One of the big bells and whistles we're going to add is we're going to add a swing set to our new aviary, so the birds have something to swing on. So that's going to be a little bit of fun. So I'm going to get Louie and Nicole up there on top of a 20-foot ladder, and they can. Oh, Nicole says no.
What was that, Nicole?
No, I'll be up there.
So all of us do all kinds of work. There's nobody that goes unscathed. You know, everybody volunteers, everybody pitches in, and so it's so we still have a few things. Yeah, you can hear we're still putting a few more screws in, a few more things. Just tidying up and getting everything all finished. And we just got our driveway finished, you know.
Yay.
So, yay, so, you know, so the,
Clap, clap, clap.
so anyway, so we're getting real close to getting our official inspection from the county. And then, you know, then we can say we're, you know, we can, hi, how you doing? And we did not name any of these birds. These birds do not have names. So they're just gonna go back out. They're Screech Owls, and they're gonna have to come up with their own names, right? Right. How you doing? Okay, so right, shut the door. Okay. So, well, I'm gonna say goodbye till next week. And well, no, I'm gonna see you later on today. So I'll see you tonight about 6 o'clock, and we'll get those little birds out and get them back out into the wild, where they go catch some moths at night and get some other stuff that they haven't seen for a bit. And what are you watching? Okay.
He's watching.
Yeah.
And that one,
Yeah, but his ears
It's
are
watching.
His ear
Yeah.
tufts are back, so that means he's afraid.
he's like, what is that?
No, it is not a baby great horned owl. Okay, I know a lot of people see these guys. They say, "Is that a baby great horned owl?" No, that's a full-grown adult owl. Well, he's almost an adult. He's got a little bit more growing to do, but not much. So, but this is gonna be his first winter out there, and if he's fortunate, he'll live about 6, 7, 8 years out there in the wild doing his thing. So I'm going to say goodbye.
Alrighty. No
Okay.
more
And I'm
questions?
going to say goodbye to Bridget and Barb and Nicole and what's his name? Grumpy?
Chewy.
Chewy. Okay, there it is. Chewy. We're going to say goodbye to Chewy. And, you know, and pretty soon, Chewy and Nicole will be flying in the aviary. So we'll go over there and watch that and see what happens. Okay. So
Alrighty.
We'll say goodbye. Good night.
See you
Good night.
at 6 o'clock
Right. Bye.
on Facebook. Bye-bye.
No.